catch it cause I'm so soon. I can't make no mistakes, cause there is just no room. Guess I was made like crutches, strong enough to hold you, strong enough to carry, but I can't think for you. I can't give no input, only what I put in. Tired when I can't be, tired of my footing, but I care for you. I want better for you, I can only hope that you want better also, cause we in this cycle.
Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so we are doing mental health and five warning signs on your mental illness. Okay, so in order for us to know that we have a problem with our mental health, you have to know that there are warning signs to let you know that something in your body isn't right. And there are very many different mental disorders or illnesses that is out there, and your mental health is very important to your everyday living. So, if you feel like you having a change in personality, then that can be a warning sign for you. Changes in your emotions, uncharacteristic anger, anxiety, irritability, deresponses, all those are changes in your emotions. Or if you're isolating yourself, if it's sudden absence from your self care, like you start to decline on, taking care of your personal needs and stuff like that, you start to feel a sense of hopelessness or you feel overwhelmed, you know, these are a lot of the warning signs that let you know that you're on the verge of dealing with one of those many different mental illnesses that's out there. And we have to know when we are not ourselves. Whether it's changes in your eating habits that can be a form to let you know that hey, something is wrong with your mental health. Because when we're anxious or depressed or whatever, we don't eat properly or we don't eat the right foods. So that would be that. Um, if you're watching too much toxic TV or around too many toxic people, sometimes that stuff can rub off on you and essentially get you out of your health, out of having a stable health environment into a unstable health environment. And that can deteriorate on your mental health as well. But there are resources out there to help you if you feel like you're there. And there are places that you can go to get help. There are different disorders for different ones, and I may have to break this up into different segments. So the first one I'm going to talk about is like depression because it's the one that's more widely common. Um, Depression hits you. It's slow, but it's fast. If that makes sense. It, it's gradually building up inside of you. It could be, 1 minute you're angry, and that anger could turn into defeat, despair or whatever. That's what I mean by slow but fast. It is slow. It's a process. It's like stuff that's been piled on you for a period of time, and then when you get to your boiling point, it's like I have nothing else, left to live for. And I don't want anybody to get to that point where you feel like you don't have anything else to live for because there you do have something to live for. If you're here, there's a purpose for your life. There's a purpose for you being here, and we definitely want you to be here. God gave us this purpose for a reason, and I believe in His words that anything that He puts us here for is our purpose. So let not your heart be troubled. I'm going to tell you that the enemy is going to come and seek to destroy you, but I need you to have faith, okay? And I need you to know that God is in control. Okay. So one of the things I do when I feel like I'm being spiritually attacked is I turn to my faith. And sometimes that can get you out if you're at the beginning stages. But if you're deeper, far deeper in, you may need more than just God. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, God is always there for you, and you can always depend on Him and count on Him for whatever. And so I believe in His words. And one of my favorite scriptures, I tell myself when I feel like I'm getting to that low point, is Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understandings, and always acknowledge Him, and He shall make straight your path. Now, what the Bible is telling you there is that no matter what we go through and whatever path you take, that if you lean onto God, unchanging hand, that He'll lead you to the straight path where you need to be. And like I said, now that's if you're in the beginning stages, and that's why I say you got to have a relationship with God. And if that's not your, where you stand with that, then this may not be an option for you. So if you're dealing with your mental health and that's not an option for you, okay, let's just say that's not your forte, that's not the steps that you like to go through, then you need to find things that calm and relax you. This is if you're in the beginning stages now. Meditation, yoga, anything that you find a form of relief in. If you're in the beginning stages of depression, that will get you out of your depressed state. Now, keep in mind, I'm saying if you're in the beginning stages. Now, if you completely went down the rabbit hole and you really, really depressed, then you need to see a mental health provider. But if you're in that beginning stage where you get irritable, where you get anxious, where your patterns are just starting to change, you feel like you're not yourself, yes, you can meditate, um, listening to calming waters, just anything that relaxes the body and relieves your mind. And in that moment, I need you to tell yourself you are worthy, um, you're loved, you're wanted. You have to give yourself affirmations. And those affirmations will then turn around and decrease the stuff that is going on in your mind. Our depressed state is because our mind has got discombobulated and told us that, hey, it's so much on me that it's just spiraling. And that spirals just keep going. And the more toxicity you put in you, the more that spiral spirals. And the more you spiral out of control, the worse your depressed state gets. And so there is levels to this depression. So if you're at that beginning stage, you can do all these things and get yourself back out and be, healthy and happy. Um, if you are past this level, then you may need to see your doctor and tell them to, send you to a therapist or whatever. If you don't have insurance, connect with 211 and tell them you don't have any insurance, but you think you need to see, you know, a psychiatrist in your area. Now, I told y'all on my 211 video that 211 helps out with every service that you need, and they do. And the only thing they ask you for is your zip code and your name. And they put the name in the system with your zip code, and they need the zip code to tell you the resources that they're giving you. Um, and they'll prefer you to some doctors that's on a what they call a sliding scale, and that just means they based on your income. So you can find a therapist that is on that will see you for little or nothing because of you not having no income or low income or whatever the case may be. There's also Better Health online. Now, I'm not a participant or sponsor of Better Health. I'm not for sure how their services work, but I have heard a lot of great things about them. So if you're, having a crisis or whatever, and you need to talk to them, then yes, Better Help. Um, it's also online. Um, but if you're at that point where you feel lost and you can't get to, where you need to be, and you feel um like you can't go on anymore. Like if you're at that your wit's end and you don't know, who to call or how to get yourself out of it, and you feel like you're gonna be ready to, take your own life. I ask that you please don't do that. Take time out to call the crisis hotline. They're there to help you, to talk you out of your crisis anytime you need help. And that number is 1-800-662-HELP. And the help is 4357. Again, that number again is 1-800-662-HELP or 1-800-662-4357. I never want anybody to leave this place and think that they're helpless and nobody wants them here. You have a purpose, you have a life, and everybody will miss you if you was to take your life. So before you get there, please seek help at whatever level you have to. I'm not a medical provider. I don't promise to be a medical provider. I can't tell you what mental disorder you're suffering from just by you telling me. Google can tell you what mental disorder you're suffering from. They can give you signs of, which disorder you is, but you would literally have to be checked out by a psychiatrist or a medical professional to actually know what disorder you're suffering with. And I ask that if you feel like you're at your wit's end again, and then you feel like you can't go on, please call the crisis line at what's the number again? The number is 1-800-662-HELP. 1-800-662-4357. Because your life is valuable, your life is needed, and you have a purpose here. And God wants you to fulfill your purpose here. Um, that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to get this video out to let you know that we have to protect our mental health at all costs. This one was mainly on depression. I'll come back and tell you more about other disorders and what's the warning signs for those. But I asked again, please don't give up. Don't feel like you're at your wit's end. If you have to, call a friend, um, call on family, call on anybody you need to, but don't give up and don't feel like you're at your end and nobody wants you. Because if we think like that, then we'll never get anywhere. And trust and believe. I love you. Jesus loves you. And we can make it. Okay? We're going to go through our tough times. We're going to go through our trials and tribulations. But I believe there's a God that gets us out of he sees us through ours. And sometimes when we're going through our test is just a story and our testimony that's going to make us stronger. So I thank you for watching this video. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you don't give up on yourself. I hope you stay healthy, happy, and prosperous. And I pray that everyone that hears this is happy, healthy, and safe. Stay blessed, stay loved, and remember, I'm always here for you. And if you need anything, please don't feel free to in the comment section to leave a comment, and I promise you I will respond back. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And stay positive, stay blessed, and stay loved. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.